1320 WILS Morning Wake Up.
In social media, there's something in development, well, it has been in development, called Instagram Kids. And I can't think of a worse idea. I'm trying to think of a worse idea. Give me a minute. It'll take a little while. I'm sure I could come up with something, but not off the top of my head. I don't like the idea of kids being on social media too young. And, it's a platform just for them. But what if it's not? But what if people work into... Anyway, Instagram has paused their development of Instagram Kids. And why have they paused it? What kind of feedback have they received? And what's going to happen going forward? Kim Muench is a certified parenting coach, founder of Real Life Parenting Guide, one-on-one coaching. She's on the other end of our line right now. Kim, good morning.
Good morning, Dave. It's good to talk to you.
Good to have you here. Are you a proponent of this opponent, or is it more like a wait and see? I'm kind of already in the opponent category. I don't think social media for little kids, young children, has done much positive in any way, shape, or form. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But where are you at?
I agree with you. Well, first and foremost, as a mom of 5 kids myself who are 16 to 34, I've watched social media over the years with each of my own kids, and in coaching other parents, I know this is one of the main concerns that they have with their teenagers. And so to me, adding Instagram Kids, though I think, might be a good idea in one respect, that you're giving them something that supposedly would be cleaner, and maybe not as they wouldn't get into as much trouble or see things that we don't want them to. I still think that ages 10 to 12 and earlier than that, quite frankly, really don't have any business being on social media. I mean, the Mayo Clinic has come out with certain things that, there's sleep disturbances and our kids are getting distracted. And there's just, while social media can be a wonderful thing in moderation, I don't think our kids know how to do that well, and all it is causing a lot of angst at home.
Well, you said in moderation, but I mean, again, that assumes that you have the proper balance. And you know what? That's hard enough for adults, let alone kids to handle. When you look and get, my kids are grown now. I mean, I got them anywhere from late 20s to, just turned 21 in that spread. But during that time, when we get together now, I mean, the best moments are when everybody's got their phones down, away.
For sure.
Not staring at, their lap. And if that ever happened before, it's like, did you drop some food in your lap? Yeah. Are you giving food to the dog from the table? Come on, give me a break. No, now it's catching a glimpse at the phone. I can't imagine that for really younger kids, even if it's on an app that's geared toward them. It seems like it just seems like a step too far.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like I said, after watching my kids, progress through it and hearing the challenges that parents that I'm working with have, I mean, honestly, I'm glad my kids are the ages they are. I can't imagine being the parent of kids who are 6, 7, 8, 9 and heading into this phase, if they've already started looking at things and being exposed to it as, 2 and 3-year-olds. I mean, which we all know is, there definitely is some negative to this. There's no shortage of information to find that this really social media and or screen use is a real challenge for people. And we as adults and parents have to become very clear on our use so that we're modeling what we want to see and that we're really clear on the rules from the get-go, from the beginning of our kids' use. So Instagram Kids, while it may be a good idea in terms of, hey, let's, offer this cleaner version or whatever, more, parental controls for younger kids, doesn't need to happen at all. I mean, and that's what they're really exploring, whether or not it has to happen at all.
No, I think, and that's a great point. So let's say, though, that you're a parent listening to this, and many do, or you're a grandparent. I mean, there's a thing. Man, oh, man, grandparents, they come over. Hey, it's great having you for the day. Oh, we want to be the cool grandparents. Grandparents always get away with bloody you-know-what because they want to be cool. They give the kids what they want to give, and mom and dad never are really going to say no because they're not going to tell their parents no. And yet, now they've got to deal with, the kids and and this as well. And that's tricky. Parents or grandparents, what would you tell them? So where is it okay to have the phone interact, be on an app, hitting somebody up, WhatsApp here, whether it's, Instagram or Snapchat? When is it okay, and when do you say, okay, that's enough, put it away?
Well, in my opinion, never at the table when you're having a family meal. That is never an acceptable. I mean, you have to have certain, again, guidelines
boundaries
for each family, right? But dinner time, maybe you have certain times of the day if you're with grandparents that, you have 30 minutes of free time or whatever, and they can be looking at their phones. But really, because when kids are on and off of this all the time, if they're with their parents or their grandparents, nobody's really plugged into the moment that they're having with those particular people. So let's get it to a place where maybe it is a certain time of the day, maybe it is in a certain place of the house, and it just stays there. And, we have to have some personal boundaries and guidelines, parents, grandparents, and to be able to clearly communicate those with our kids and not be afraid to be consistent and clear about what those boundaries are.
No, it's great. You said something about the moment, about being in the moment. That's, that can actually be a profound thing. We also spend so much time now trying to take every single photograph, that we won't say, by the way, of the moments that we miss the moments. And I think about in my own lifetime, which, as a kid, but the only thing to capture the moment instantly was a Polaroid, okay? And actually, those were kind of fun. But otherwise, you had to, capture what this was. And if you were taking something in, maybe a family event, maybe a game, and my first game at the stadium to see a major league, well, I can tell you everything about that. I didn't have a camera in hand because I was soaking in the moment like I was a sponge. And I wonder if we don't do that as much now.
I think it's a real challenge. I think that people want to capture the moment, and they're not really in it. Yes, there's many times when I'm with my family that I'm like, sure, this would make a great picture, but then I'm missing, the moment. I want the people that I'm with to know that I care about being with them more than I care about putting the right picture on social media.
That is a great, great statement. Kim Muench is a certified parenting coach, founder of Real Life Parenting Guide. Where can people find the Real Life Parenting Guide?
You can find me and my work at reallifeparentguide.com.
Perfect. Kim, thanks for coming on today. Very much. Appreciate the conversation.
Thanks, Dave.